All right. So I think this is number 15. And we'll put price controls. And the first price control that we're going to talk about is what we call a price ceiling. Okay? Price ceiling. Now, a price ceiling is a scenario where the price is set below equilibrium in a market. Okay? The government steps in and they push the price below the equilibrium price. We'll say price is set below equilibrium. So our government is not going to allow the price to reach the equilibrium price in a market. Okay? And we should probably add to this that a price ceiling is really a max, we'll say it's a max price that can be charged. So really what the government's doing here is they are helping consumers out when they set a price ceiling, because the price would be higher, but the government's saying, no, we don't want that to happen. We want to keep the prices lower to help our consumers out so they can afford certain goods that are out there. Okay? And so let's draw a graph here. Okay? And we will put our supply and demand curve down and make sure we label this. We've got our equilibrium, price, and quantity, and let's say, even though this is kind of a goofy example, let's just say that we're graphing the supply and demand for donuts, okay, because we love donuts. And let's say that the equilibrium price currently is $1. $1 for a donut. We've established as the owners of the bakery that at $1, the amount being supplied and the amount being demanded are equal. It's all good at $1. Okay? But the government steps in and they say, because donuts are so healthy for people to eat, we really want to make donuts more affordable for people to have. We don't think that $1 is really accurate, and so the government's going to push those prices down below $1. Okay? We want everyone eating donuts all the time. Oh, what a happy place if we're all eating donuts, right? And so what I'm going to do is I am going to put a line below the equilibrium price. So I'm going to do this. Let's draw a straight line across. And I'm going to label that PC. That stands for price ceiling. Okay? And we'll just say that, the actual price ceiling price is 50 cents. So we're cutting the price of donuts in half. Awesome, right? People are so excited. Well, some people are so excited. The buyers are excited, right? Because look what happened. Okay, if I draw, if I look at that line and I take a look at the quantity demanded, we'll label that QD for quantity demanded. The amount of donuts that people want to buy has gone up, right? People are like, yeah, jackpot, I'm going to get cheap donuts now because of this price ceiling. But who's not happy? The sellers, right? The bakery owners aren't very happy about this because now their profit's been cut in half. And so you look, the quantity supplied is going to decrease. If you are a baker, you're saying, no way, I don't want to supply as many donuts anymore because it's not worth my time, energy, and effort to make donuts if I'm only going to get 50 cents for every donut that I sell. And so that combination creates a shortage. So we should put down up here that a price ceiling, we'll say, creates a shortage. in the market. Because you have a lot of people now that want to buy donuts. You got suppliers that don't want to supply as much. And all of a sudden, okay, the government intended, this is why economists don't like the government, okay? The government intended to do a good thing by lowering the price and making donuts affordable to everyone. But the unintended consequence is now we have a shortage. We have more people that want donuts than what's available, and now not everybody is satisfied or happy. The government didn't try to do that, but that's the unintended consequence of the government, messing with economics. Not cool. And really, think about this. You guys are all smart people. If this was the scenario, now I know it's a little bit goofy with donuts, but anytime there's a shortage, okay? So you have a whole bunch of people that want donuts, right? You got people that are buying donuts for 50 cents and they know that they're getting a deal, right? And you know that there are people that want donuts that are not going to be able to get donuts because of this shortage that's being created. What does this open the door for? What could some smart people do? I'm a school teacher. I got a lot of people, a lot of students around. I could go and buy a whole bunch of donuts for $1, and I feel like I'm getting a really, really good deal. And when I bring all those donuts back to school, I'm not going to eat all of them. I could resell them. Am I going to sell them to you for 50 cents? Probably not, right? Because I know that the demand is greater than the supply that's out there. And so anytime we have a shortage like this, it ends up opening the door for, what we call like a black market, right? A scenario where things can be sold illegally for a higher price than what they should. Okay? This happens at sporting events all the time. You think of the ceiling price being like, the face value of a ticket, right? If that face value of the ticket is too low, you have more people that want to go than tickets that are available. And so what do people do? All of a sudden you're holding a ticket and you're like, well, I could go, or, I could sell my ticket for a greater price to, one of the 50 people that are standing out here that want to get into the game, and I could make money. I might choose to make the money, right? It's not legal, but it happens all the time, right? And it's very rare that, that everyone that attends a sporting event pays that ceiling price, right? If it's a major sporting event. And so I think that's important for us to know. Now, did the government want that to happen? No, but that's what happens when they mess with economics, is they get in the way. Okay? All right, flipping it. Next, price control is a price floor. Put down here, price floor. Ugh, we don't want to go red here. Change it up. Price floor. And a price floor is just the opposite, okay? So a price floor is going to be set above equilibrium. Say price is set above equilibrium. Whoa. My thing's messing up here. So the price is set above equilibrium, and we should say that it's not a max price now, it's a minimum price that can be charged, okay? A minimum price that can be charged. So if the price ceiling was put in place to help the consumer, the price floor is designed to help the seller. Okay? We're trying to say, well, we don't think you're getting enough for your product as what you should. We want to help you out by putting that price higher so people have to pay more, and then as a seller, you make more money. Okay? We're going to help those sellers out. So let's draw a graph. We'll do the same thing we did for price ceiling. Got my demand curve, supply curve, and my equilibrium There we go. Okay. Now let's just stick with the same example. We'll say that we're selling donuts for $1. That's our equilibrium. Okay. And now the government's going to step in and they're going to implement a price floor. They're going to try to help the bakers out. So we're going to draw a line that is above equilibrium. And we're going to label that PF for price floor. And let's say that that price now is $1.50. So as a baker or the bakery owner, we're like, yeah, this is awesome, right? We're going to get more money for all the donuts that we're producing. So you can see that the suppliers are willing to supply more. So I'm going to draw a little line down here, and we'll put this as the quantity supplied now. But the buyers are not satisfied. The buyers don't want to pay $1.50. They want to pay $1, right? And so the amount that's going to be demanded is going to fall. And so this scenario is going to create a surplus. Creates a surplus in a market. So now we have suppliers that want to supply more than what buyers want to buy. And again, the government stepped in, they messed with market, and we are, the unintended consequences, we're not able to be at equilibrium. Tanyan. Right. But right. And there are, I sound wrong. There are probably some scenarios where the government, it is important for them to step in. Like one example of a price floor that's legit would be like minimum wage. Okay. So the government steps in, they say, no, we're going to keep wages at this level, even though maybe businesses don't want to pay that much. We feel like this is fair. And so, but that creates a scenario where more people want jobs maybe than what's available, right? And we have a surplus of workers in the labor force. But you can make a case that that's a good thing. Another time that the government's going to try to help out with instead of price floor would be with farmers. We can't afford to let farmers go out of business. So there might be a year where the market price for corn, let's say, has dropped really, really low. And if farmers sold their corn for that price, they wouldn't be making any money. So the government might step in and say, you know what, we're going to establish a price floor so we can help these farmers out and keep them in business. But there are other times when the government does do this and they don't think about the consequence, and then this is the result. Does that make sense? I'm not saying it's a good thing, but you're acting like the government always thinks before they act, and they don't, right? Right, but okay, but the government is driven often by political decisions, and political decisions and economic decisions don't always stack up, right? Like a trade agreement might be a bad economic decision, but politically it might be a good decision, and so that might be to sell then, even though economically it doesn't make sense. Does that make sense? All right. So it's important for us to know that these price controls create this unintended consequence that doesn't allow the market to get to equilibrium. Okay? All right, I'm going to